Hi everyone, it's Angela, Create Your Future. I am a Law of Assumption coach and I am back with a new video today. I want to talk about how to deal with hot and cold behavior when we are manifesting. So before we start, I do want to remind you about our contest. We're going to give away some coaching, and if you'd like to get registered for that, just look in our description box and all of the details are down below. Also, I'm available for one-on-one coaching, so if you'd like to work with me, look in our description box and you can find out how to get signed up for coaching. Okay, let's just jump right into our topic. When we are manifesting intentionally, and very often this shows up with a specific person, we get sometimes that hot and cold behavior. So we get kind of a partial manifestation showing up, and then things just turn around, they go south again. We get something maybe show up, we get a phone call, a text, and then we don't hear from our specific person for a long time. That's kind of what we refer to as that hot and cold behavior. We begin to see things come in and then they go out, and they come in and they go out. And I want to tell you how to deal with that and get past that and move forward to really get the full manifestation, to get everything come in that you want to have show up for your desire. So first of all, you need to get really, really clear on what it is that you want. Sometimes we're a little bit vague or just general. I just want my specific person. I want them to come back to my life. I want them to come home. I want them to choose me. I want them to love me. And we focus on that, but we don't really focus on some of the details. So the old story now is going to come in and it's going to fill in those details for you, because that's what the brain does. When there's a question or maybe something that's not addressed, your brain is going to go back to what it's familiar with. It's going to go back to the old pattern. It's going to go back to what it already knows. So if you are manifesting your specific person and you're saying, I want them to choose me, I want them to come back, I want them to come home, your brain may begin to throw up that old story, throw that out at you and say something like, yes, but they were unfaithful, they were disrespectful, they were immature. Why do you even want to be with them? Why would you want to be with someone that acts like that? Why do you want that kind of person in your life? And then you kind of get wishy-washy and you say, I don't want that in my life again. I don't want that behavior in my life, but I want my specific person. And so we go back and forth and we don't really get clear on what we want. And the really simple way to deal with this hot and cold behavior is, once again, go within and address it internally. So if you want your specific person back in your life, take a look at what was showing up when the relationship didn't work. And this is okay to do. It's not that you're manifesting it, but it's helping you find blocks. It's helping you recognize the old story and create the new story. So take a look at what you did not like showing up in that relationship. So we're going to say, again, that they were disrespectful. So, you can write that down. They were disrespectful. Well, what is the opposite? What would you prefer? You prefer for them to show up consistently, genuinely respectful, kind, putting you first, valuing you, making you the priority. That's the new story. That's the new version. That's how you want to be treated by your specific person. If they have been uncommitted, unfaithful, that's the old version. You write that down and then you put the opposite. Now we want the version of your specific person that is so committed to the relationship, that is faithful to you, that will do anything to stay in a healthy, happy relationship with you. All right, the third thing, if they have been showing up, say, in the past as very immature, irresponsible. Now, we want the new version that is an adult, that is very mature, that is responsible. That's the new version that we want to see of them. Get specific on how you want them to show up. So when that old story wants to shout out something at you. Why do you want to be with them? Remember what they did. Remember how they act. You turn your attention to, but now this is what I expect. But now this is who I am. But now this is what I tolerate in my life. This is what I want people to do when they're in my life. This is how my specific person is going to show up in my life. You create the new story and then you stick to that script. You don't vacillate on the inside. You don't go back and forth between, oh, but they did this. Oh, but they acted like that. No, this is who they are now. And remember, they are going to show up based on your perception of them. So you're just now seeing them in a new light. That's what you're doing. You are training yourself to see that new version of them. You are committing to seeing them in a new way. And it is always fine if, you're getting a little bit of hot and cold and you're seeing that old version show up. If you want to step back from being around them for a bit, if you maybe want to put a little bit of a boundary in place, sometimes it helps kind of clear your head and helps you focus more internally on what it is that you want to see in this new relationship with them. It's not something that you have to do. It's not required. But I have found in the past, sometimes when I had that old version just right in my face, just blaring at me, it was kind of hard to focus on the new story and the new person and the new way I wanted to see things. So if you need to temporarily kind of separate just a bit to focus on that new version, that new person, you can do that. You perfectly can do that. You can do anything that helps you get to that place internally where you're seeing things from your new perspective. And also, if you have been dealing with some disrespect or some ugly behavior, definitely put that boundary up and don't tolerate that. You're now going to focus on seeing someone that is very respectful and kind and courteous. So remove yourself from that other version, that unfavorable version, and really focus internally on that new story, that new person that you want to see. That's not necessary, but sometimes it's very helpful. It helps you see things in a different light. So guys, when you have that hot and cold behavior, it's because the hot and cold behavior is coming from inside of you. It's because you are going back and forth between what you want and that old story. It kind of pulls you back sometimes and puts you on that loop, and you often can find yourself just stuck in that cycle of remembering they did this, they did this, they did this. And as long as we stay there internally, we're going to see that externally. So they might come in a little bit, show us some of the things we don't want to see because that's the old story, and then we kind of lose them for a little bit. They seem to go away. So get really focused on that new story. Get really focused on what it is. Get detailed. And sometimes you may not think of all of your blocks or your limiting beliefs or that old story. And when it shows up in the 3D, just use that as your feedback to say, oh yeah, now I want to see them this way. And create an intention that addresses that new way of doing things with your specific person, that new way of seeing them. So it's all within, it's all the way you perceive them, and it's all based on the details and the things that you address. So remember, you have to fix it internally, and then externally it's going to show up for you. So I intend that this is really helpful. I intend that it helps you put things in perspective when you see that hot and cold behavior. Sometimes we just feel kind of helpless, like, oh, it's just coming in, going out. I don't know what to do. Go within. You do know what to do because you can control the story that's inside of you. All right, I intend that each and every one of you get your desires, that this information helps you just go to the next level in understanding and becoming aware of who you are as a conscious creator. And if you'd like to work with me and you'd like some help just applying this and helping you maybe break through and get that momentum to really go full on in this new story and new version, sign up for some coaching. I'd love to work with you. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.